because I swear I was like this much away from the ground when I had went over to the right. Next thing I knew, I hit the left and I was flipping. Like I for real was flipping and skidding down the street. Hey y'all, excuse like my ratchet little setup situation going on here. If you don't know, I am in college right now, so I am in my dorms. Usually you guys, when I film my makeup videos, I am at home, but I am not at home right now, so I hope you guys don't mind kind of some of the background situation going on. But yeah, so today I'm just gonna do a pop into makeup look, and I hope you guys really love it. Peace, y'all. See y'all when I'm cuter.
Guys, don't ask me why I totally forgot that I was gonna do a story time, but it's coming, y'all. I'm gonna tell the story. Y'all just got a few seconds of me trying to put on primer and stuff, and then one day I'll realize, oh wait, this is supposed to be a get ready with me story time situation. I apologize. Y'all, I'm big broke, so what y'all about to see is this bottle about almost empty. So it was a light coverage look, I guess. Not really, but it's a little light coverage, but not because I wanted it to be, really because Walmart ain't got my shade and I'm too broke to go to Ulta. Sorry. Also, if you ain't noticed yet, a girl don't know how to really shade match all that well. It's not my fault. It's because drugstore don't have testers, so I just be looking at the bottle. So my foundation gonna be too dark, my concealer gonna be too light, but together they're going to create something beautiful. So this process y'all about to watch is it's gonna look like a hot mess, but I promise in the end it's cute. I promise.
Guess I'm gonna do this as a story time situation. I totally forgot to talk, and that was my plan. But so basically the story I'm gonna tell you guys is not like your regular story time. I guess usually story times are more like dramatic and like shady moments and stuff. But today I'm going to tell you guys about how I almost broke my face because all my stories are just me being stupid. I mean, I've got a few like shady stories, but we ain't there yet. If y'all trying to see them, let me know. But right now we just gonna go into one of my funny ones. So basically I was like, I had to be like 7 or 8. Yeah, 7 or 8. Yeah, I was 7 or 8 when this happened. And basically I had this bike and it had training wheels, but they were off, like they were broken. So they were kind of not leveled right. So only one leg of them could really touch the ground. And so my dad kind of used that to our advantage and was like, okay, here's how you're gonna learn how to ride your bike. You are going to, why can't I think right now? This is harder than people tell you it is, like doing your makeup and talking. But anyway, he's like, what you're gonna do is you're gonna ride your bike and you're gonna try not to use the training wheels, but if you need them, just use one of them. And so I was doing that for a while. Like that's kind of how I rode my bike. So eventually my dad, I just stopped using them at a point because at that I had already been kind of learning how to, you know, live without them. And so, wow.
Girl, I'm ashy. I don't know why I'm talking. Ain't nobody listening to what you saying, sis. You ashy.
So my dad was like, you know what, today this is gonna be our first time riding without training wheels. And like I was excited. I was really excited actually. So I went out there and I was like doing fine. Like I was really honestly doing pretty great, y'all. Like for my first time without training wheels, it was really good. Now granted, like I said, I had kind of already been riding it without training wheels, but that's besides the point. I was still doing amazing for a kid who had never rode their bike without training wheels. Like I hadn't fallen not even once, y'all. Yet. Okay. So I have been riding my bike for, I would say, an hour or two. Like, I was doing great. I was fine. I had been riding for like 2 hours. My dad was just kind of riding with me, but we didn't go through that whole moment where like, Dad, don't let go of the bike, don't let go of the bike. Nah, he let go real quick and I was gone. Like, we ain't had them type of problems. We was Gucci, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. I say that sometimes with my friends as something funny. But anyway, like, I was fine. Like, me and this bike, we was friends. We were cool. We were like for real cool. So I had to be riding for like I said, like an hour or two. Ooh, concealer. We're gonna have to take some foundation over this. Forgot to mix it with my other one. But anyway, we had been riding the bike. Wow, I know I look crazy. But we had been riding the bike for at least, I'd say, an hour? No, it had to be more than an hour. Because when we went out there, it was like, it was midday, like afternoon. And by the time we left, it was sundown. Like, so we're going down or whatever. So it had to be earlier than that. It had to be earlier than that. So I would even say 2 or 3 hours. Like, we just been riding around. That's what you do when you were little, or at least that's what we used to do. Kids don't go outside no more, but when I was little, that was the first thing we wanted to do. And so all I remember was like, I thought, oh, it was so cool, y'all. Like, I was like, yes, I'm riding this bike. I don't need my daddy help. Like, I'm amazing. I'm so cool. Like, I can ride a bike without my dad's help. And so in my head, I was like, I want to try doing some tricks on my bike. Mind you, I'm 7. I don't really know what tricks on a bike look like. So when I look back on it, like, I wasn't doing anything. If anything, I just ruined my life. I just effed myself over, you know? So what I did for my trick was I get on the bike. So wow, this whole get ready me section is gonna be important. So I get on the bike like this, and I start just going back and forth, going back to back, back to back. I'm just going back and forth, and so this is gonna be it. So I'm going I'm going back and forth, and I'm like, Dad, look at me, Dad, look at me. But I'm not noticing that the bike is getting a little closer to the ground each time I do it. And I'm just getting closer and closer until I kind of go over to the right. And in that moment, I knew I had messed up, because I swear I was like this much away from the ground when I had went over to the right. Next thing I knew, I hit the left and I was flipping. Like, I for real was flipping and skidding down the street. All you hear is like my parents screaming after me, like, Amani, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, ah! You know, screaming, being a kid, you know. I mean, it hurt. We ain't gonna act like it ain't hurt, but I'm dramatic. I am dramatic, and as a child, I was dramatic. So I can imagine I was being very, very foolish about it and wilding out. Ooh, I don't know how this foundation gonna look, but we just going with the motions, y'all. And so, yeah, I fell. And let me just tell y'all the extent of my injuries. Before we even talk about me going to the hospital, let's talk about how badly I was hurt, y'all. So, I was wearing a helmet. My parents were real safe about stuff like that. So, I was wearing a helmet. But I think the helmet is the only thing that kept me from breaking my head open. But it also caused me some pain, some serious pain. So I like above my, I think it was my right eye, I had this huge knot, y'all. Like, it was so bad. I had a huge knot on top of my head. This is like contour powder, if y'all are wondering. I went in with my foundation. I'm going in with my contour powder. And Well, I went in with my concealer, then I'm going in with my contour powder. Well, it's not really contour, it's bronzer, but whatever. For all the people who are only here for the story time, let me shut up. So, basically, like I was saying, I had a huge knot on my forehead where I had banged myself up. I literally bust my tooth out, y'all. Mind you, I'm 7. These are baby teeth, so it was fine. But, like, my front tooth went flying down the street. Like, my parents are walking towards me, and they're like, oh my god, your tooth's over here, your tooth's over here. And I'm 7, so I'm freaking out. Like, why did my tooth fall out? And then I think this was the worst thing, and this is really what freaked my parents out. So I'm like bleeding. Is it unrefusely or refusely? I don't know. But I'm bleeding extremely out of my mouth right now, y'all. Like, I'm spitting, coughing up blood. Like, it's so bad. And my parents are like, oh my god, come here, come here, come here. And they look in my mouth, and like this whole inside of my mouth was like split up, y'all. Like, it was so cut. It was so deep, y'all. Like, it was so bad. And I'm just bleeding everywhere. I'm sobbing. I've got a knot on my head. My tooth is across the street. And now my jaw is literally sliced open. So my parents were like, oh my god, we gotta get her, we gotta get her to the hospital. We gotta get her to the hospital. I don't remember what hospital we went to, because there was no hospital. There's no hospital near my old house. But we went to a hospital, or the ER, I suppose I should call it. And we get there, and y'all, when I tell y'all, we were sitting there for hours. Hours, y'all. Like, I don't understand it. That's one thing I've never understood. Every time I've had to go to the ER, I've never understood why you wait so long. Because, like, my thought process is someone's in the ER because they're near death, you know? Like, or it's an emergency situation. So how is waiting going to save them? I don't know. I don't understand the American system and how we do things. I don't know if everywhere does this with the ER, but it was ridiculous. Like, me and my family were seriously sitting there for hours, y'all. And mind you, I'm 7, so I'm sobbing the whole time. Like, I had to be annoying. Like, I know my parents were annoyed. I'm going in with my Juvia's Place palette, the Zulu palette. I'm about to go into this yellow. We're gonna see if it's gonna show up. I mean, because I don't really got a good eye primer right now, so it probably won't. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Yeah, it's not doing much. But we've been in the ER for what felt like hours. And it was hours. It didn't just feel like hours. I remember it being hours. And I remember, like, just being in pain, y'all. Like, I was in so much pain. As you can imagine, I just literally almost busted my head open. But I'm in so much pain, y'all. And so I go. They finally called me to the back. I guess I'm not going to get through this eye look before the end of the story. But I get to the back, and they look at me, and they start evaluating and everything. And start looking at all my injuries. And this lady gives me an alcohol wipe and says, just go clean up the inside of your mouth. You'll be fine. Reminder, y'all. Reminder. I just bust my head open. What do you mean I'll be fine? I got a knot on the top of my head that looked like I got a cyst that's been there for 20 years. My tooth is gone. And the inside of my jaw is split open. Like, when I tell y'all, it was so bad. Like, to the point where, you know, like, I could say that me as a child, I was being dramatic. But I knew it was serious because my parents were talking about, like, oh my God, she's going to need stitches. She's going to need stitches. First of all, That freaked me out. I was tripping. When I heard some doggone stitches, I don't want them to sew my mouth closed. Or at least, I mean, I'm stupid. I was a dumb little kid, okay? So I'm like, they're gonna sew my mouth closed. Like, what the heck? Oh, this yellow kind of, she's showing up. If I had a lighter base, she'd be popping. But she's showing up. She came to the party. She was a nice transition shade. She did what she was supposed to do. But yeah, this lady legit sent me home with my jaw bursted open. And to this moment, I want to know, what was you thinking? Like, what were you actually thinking? I mean, I healed up. So I guess sis knew what she was talking about. Because, I mean, I healed up. Oh, I'm going in with the orange in the palette, guys. I keep forgetting I got to switch on and off. But I guess I was fine. And it wasn't deep enough to where I needed stitches. But, guys, that took forever to heal. It legit took forever. Well, I got class. I gotta leave for class in like 8 minutes, y'all. It legit took forever for that to heal. It was so painful. And so, of course, I'm crying. I don't understand. Like, I think in that moment, I'm thinking, y'all, I'm about to die. Like, I really am thinking I'm about to die. So when I hear this lady say, oh, you're just gonna go home, you just need alcohol away, it's like, I'm thinking she crazy, yo. Like, you're actually insane if you think I'm about to go home like this and go die in my bed. What's wrong with you? So I get home. I'm still at this point like crying because I'm 7 and it hurts really bad. And so my parents decided, as a feel better dinner, they're gonna buy me pizza. And I know that sounds great. Sounds great. Unless you got a gash inside your mouth. Okay? And don't ever get it twisted. I still ate the pizza, baby. Cause your girl like food. But y'all, it was such a painful experience eating that. I didn't even want to eat that night. My parents had to force me to eat. Because my mouth was on fire. Fire, more fire. Okay? I was burning up, y'all. There you go. There go some of what I need. I need a better eye base, y'all. If y'all got some suggestions that can make this pop on darker skin. Because I know, like, swatching, I can tell these are really good shadows. I just am, first of all, new to the whole colored eyeshadow look. And I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of looking at other tutorials, trying to figure out how to do the looks that I know how to do. Like, not even tutorials, but like pictures, because I'm at the point in my makeup game where I can kind of look at a picture and figure out how to replicate it. Hey y'all, I don't know how much my camera got of the ending, because basically I was rushing and I didn't realize it wasn't recording. So hopefully most of that got in there, but just in case, I added some lipstick to the look. Still questioning about it, but I think it's pretty cute. Added some mascara, highlighter, basics, you know. Contour my face a little bit, and that's about it. I'm late to class, so